Okay, so before we start, I just would like to say that I'm a very shy person, and I'm sorry if I sound like I have a cold or something. I just have a headache, and it's freaking hot here where I live, so I'm kind of in pain. But this is also my very first story time. Just don't get used to it. Also, I'm very sorry for mistakes, but English is not my first language. Okay, I think that this entire thing started on Monday. That same Monday, I got vaccinated. It was a normal, hot, and sunny day. Nothing unusual for a place where I live. It could have been about 4 p.m. when it began to rain really heavily, but still, it wasn't the worst. Thunderstorms always fascinate me, so I didn't mind this thunderstorm. Then the rain began to be much heavier, and even hailstones were falling. It lasted for about an hour. Our garden was a bit destroyed, but I didn't mind that. That same day, I saw a post which said that where I live, on Thursday, may or may not appear a tornado. But honestly, I didn't take it seriously since I live in a country where this is not usual. Following 2 days, it was sunny, hot, and those things. Like I said before, nothing unusual. Of course, I went to school and so on. On Thursday, I was on a trip, on a school trip with my friends in zoo. We were drawing animals since I'm in art high school. It was about 2 p.m. when I got home. My dad was home and my mom was at work. After some time, it was about 5:30, and my dad told me that he is going out with his friend for some drink. 30 minutes passed, my mom came home, and so did dad. It was getting dark a bit, so I thought, hey, that there's gonna be another thunderstorm. I completely forgot at the time about the post that I mentioned earlier. The power was off, it was thunderstorm, and me and my parents were sitting in our living room. Our dog was safe in the basement where he usually lives. He was not able to get outside. The wind began a lot, so I thought that it would make a good video, while my dad went to close all of the windows. As I was recording, I didn't notice a dark tornado coming our way. From the video, you can clearly see how it was coming. My dad was barely able to close the last window. After I finished recording, my dad shouted at me and my mom because we both froze in shock to get immediately away from the windows, which is what you should do if you experience a tornado, and get in the middle of the house. You should get somewhere without windows, but we didn't knew that at the moment. We were just shocked. I only grabbed my phone and two plushies that I had near myself and ran to my parents. We could hear how it was coming through our house. We heard how part of someone's roof smashed into our balcony window, but it didn't break luckily. My mom began to cry. I only had my plushies, practically begging and praying to everyone and everything who I could to make sure that everything will be okay. It lasted for about 30 seconds, but those were the longest 30 seconds of my life. After it has ended, we looked outside our windows. It looked like we had war in our street. I live in a street, it has dead end. Everything was destroyed. I texted my teacher that a tornado struck us. She told me to stay strong, and so did my classmates. My mom was calling everyone from our family to hide so that they will be safe it will struck them too. She was crying while doing that. After everything calmed down a bit, everyone from our street, which has a dead end like I mentioned before, came in front of their houses, shouted at everyone if everyone is alright. Then we all looked around and wanted to cry. After that we went to our houses and problems were found. I don't know about our neighbors, but one had literally a kayak in a living room. And I mean literally. As for us, when it began to rain a bit, it began to leak in every single room in our house. As it got under control for about we were trying to take it under control for about an hour. We went to sleep at about 1 a.m. At that point, I was not able to to eat or drink or anything. I don't know, I just felt broken at the moment. At 7 a.m., we all got ready, got our gloves, counts, shovels, everything that we could, and began to clean up entire street. It took us about 3 days to clean it up entirely, but some people had rooftops destroyed, and they're still fixing it until now. Being honest, experiencing this was the worst thing in my entire life. I don't want anyone to ever experience it, because it is much more scary than in the movies, and I swear I gained a trauma from the littlest thunderstorms and a bit bigger wind. I'm panicking as hell, and now I have huge phobia from thunderstorms. So yeah, that was the story time of the scariest thing that happened in my life. Yeah, I don't expect any more story times. I don't have much of them. I don't have much stories. But yeah, that's all for now. See ya!